Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel and another Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files design team layout. Today I'm going to be using this gorgeous cut file called Autumnal XO, and it's a large X and an O with all these beautiful little leaves and flowers and acorns coming off the side, and I'm going to be using my Create Paper Magical Forest collection to back this cut file and pretty much to create the whole layout. So I am just going to go through and back the main part of the letter with some of these more solid patterns. I love this collection so much. I really love the colors in this and the pattern papers. Unfortunately, I could not get my hands on the 6x8 paper pad, which I was really disappointed by because I've really been struggling, to be honest, just with the 12x12 papers. So I did get 2 of all the papers that I got, but I didn't get all the papers either. So I'm trying to work with what I have. So I've just traced the outline of the inside part of the cut file. I just find that a bit easier when you have a large cut file like this, where the outside edges are quite thin and there's not much sort of internal structure. They can be kind of hard to trace out with a pencil. So I just use the negative space on the inside, and then I've cut out the shape slightly larger. Now what I'm going to do is just add some wet glue all around the edge of the cut file and then pop my cutout piece on the back. It doesn't fit exactly perfectly just because, like I said, that cut file has not a lot of supporting areas on the inside to help keep it the right shape, but it was very close enough. So I am just going through now and doing the same with the O. And letters like this are a bit tricky where they have the cutout section in the center. So what I'm doing here is just making sure I get my centerpiece lined up. Again, using the negative space and just tracing out the center of the O. And then I'm going to come in with a craft knife and cut this part out. This is the way that I find it easiest to back letters like this with or any cut file really, with a negative sort of space in the middle. So just using your craft knife to go all the way around that shape. Then a bit of wet glue onto that centerpiece. And I am just using a generic tacky glue from Officeworks in a fine liner bottle, and then popping that down. And then I will come in and pop the outside part of the letter on the top, and then I'll just go in and trace around the outside. So there are a lot of different ways to back cut files. Really just use whichever way is easiest for you, whether that's trace and then cut or stick first then cut. It's really up to you, whichever you find easiest. So I'm just going to quickly snip that out, and then I will go ahead off camera and back all the leaves and flowers coming off the side of the letter. Also, just a reminder, I will leave a link to this cut file and to the shop and the Facebook group in the description box as always. So there we go. It's all backed. I love those colors. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm just going to trim my writing strip off my cardstock. It is just a plain white textured cardstock from Kaisercraft because it's easy to get. Now these photos are of my sweet little daughter, and they were actually taken the day that I started this layout. So I've never done that before. This is definitely a first for me. I was inspired. I really wanted to use some autumn colors. It's the weather's starting to warm up here now, and I'm pretty sad about it, to be honest, but it's kind of that weird time of year where it's coming into actually spring for us, but it's also coming into October soon, and that means Halloween. And so yeah, because we're in the southern hemisphere, I think seasons just kind of feel topsy-turvy for me. So this is the time of year that I really wax nostalgic for autumn and the autumn weather. And of course I've dressed her in that sweet little autumnal outfit and done her hair in that sweet little bun with a matching bow. And they were too sweet not to scrap immediately. So I just went ahead and printed them out. So they're just 3x4s, and I am going to get all 4 on this page. And with that large cut file, you would think that would be difficult, but I mean, there's not a lot of space left over, but I'm really pleased with it. I like getting multiple photos on a layout. It can definitely be a bit of a challenge, but I think it's worth it sometimes. So I'm just going ahead and backing all my photos with a pattern paper photo mat, just using a variety of different colors and patterns. I'm just doing one single simple photo mat. I'm not even distressing the edges. I just want to add a little something. So I'm going to add some mixed media. Just a little bit of, this is Heidi Swap Color Shine in Coral, and it's the coral color. It's a little more on the orangey side than coral in my opinion, but it's a pretty shimmery mist, so I'm just going ahead and dipping my paintbrush straight into the bottle and painting it on. I just want to follow the line of those letters, and I kind of want it to peek out from behind the letters. So just scribbling it on. It's a very light wash of color, and it dries really pretty and shiny without being sort of super metallic. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to splatter now. Just add some, I wanted lots of teeny tiny sprinkles, so I get lots of little teeny tiny sprinkles, and then I do a few bigger splats. So very technical term. I haven't gessoed this page either. I couldn't be bothered, and I was going to add minimal mixed media, so I had no warping at all. I didn't use a lot of liquid either. I went on very lightly with the mist. And now I'm just adding some gold Kaiser mist in that same direction, just adding a bit of shimmer. This is a little bit more metallic than the coral color shine. So just sprinkling that all the way around, and then I'm going to come in and glue my letters down. I'm just going to add some glue, like a stripe of glue along the kind of middle of the sections there, so the edges aren't glued flat to the page, because I do want to tuck some things in around the edges of the letters. So I'm just going to add a little strip of glue. Go, stick those down, and I really like how they look overlapping each other like that. Next, I'm going to position my photos. I've got a really good idea of where I'm going to put them because I did lay everything out already. I'm just going to tuck these two together. That's a sweet little hairdo. And then these two down the bottom. And we were just going to an appointment this morning, and then I dropped off at daycare afterwards. So yeah, it was a good morning. It was a nice day. It was pretty nice weather. Not too cold, not too hot. Really perfect, actually. So just tucking those like that. And now I am going to come in with some embellishments. So these are not from the collection, they were from a Happy Mail swap, but I found the little bow, and of course, what better layout to put that little bow on? Her layout about her little hair and the little bow. So that top of the photo is blank. That was perfect to put that. I'm adding some wood veneer here, some bits and pieces. I love those little butterflies. This is one of the die cuts from the die cut packs, so I'm just going to cut that apart and use it kind of as tiny word strips. I am kind of disappointed in this collection, I'm going to be honest. Let me know if you have been feeling the same if you have this collection. I really love it. I love the colors. I love the artwork. I love the little characters and the florals and everything, but the ephemera is literally just blocks of words and like a couple of large playing cards, and a couple of the ephemera are just squares of the pattern paper patterns, which I just find so strange. Yeah, lots of tags, lots of like cut apart sheets. Yeah, one frame. Like a lot of them are just kind of like tags and journaling spots and no icons at all. And I was really, really sad about that, especially as all those clear stickers off to the side, they're all clear, the sticker book. So if you stick them on any kind of pattern or pattern paper, you can't see them. So it's really frustrating. I've had to either use a white background or stick them onto white paper and then fussy cut them out. And they are teeny tiny, so it's a pain. So yeah, I have been struggling, honestly. That's probably why I haven't used more of this collection, because even though I do love it, I'm just finding it quite difficult to use. I wish that ephemera had more icons and florals and little animals and things like that. I'm really sad about that. But anyway, I'm going to add this Wonder sticker from the sticker sheet, and these Let's are the alphas that came with the collection, the teeny ones. I didn't really need a title because I've got that XO, but I just felt like I really wanted to add that because it was for one of her therapy appointments, and we kind of walked down one of the main roads, and yeah, so we do go for a little bit of a wander. I knew I wanted to build a scene inside this O, and oh gosh, watch me struggle with this tree. I just couldn't get it slotted in there and straight, but I do get there in the end. I don't know when else I'm going to use that little tiny tree, so I just was inspired to pop it in there, and I love how it looks. It's so sweet. So I've added the little butterfly, and I'm going to add a couple of these little flowers. I'm going to take advantage of this layout and use as many of these clear stickers as I can, because it is a white background, and like I said, you really can't use them on anything else. I'm not the biggest fan of just using white backgrounds all the time. I love to use pattern paper backgrounds, so I think that's a big part of why I'm struggling with this collection. I really do rely on those little stickers to embellish on my layout, so yeah, I'm just kind of struggling with that. I do love this sticker sheet though. It's beautiful, and it's got a good mix of icons and words and things. So just add that little love. I'm going to tuck in some more of these little flowers and clear stickers. I just go to town with the embellishing. It's pretty busy by the end, but I'm really pleased with it. It's just, yeah, I'm happy with it. So I'm sticking it on this little clear label, again, like I said, on a piece of white paper, because you can't see it, otherwise it's clear, and then you stick it over a photo and write on top of it and you can't see what you've written. It just, I don't understand. But anyway, I'm just writing the sweetest bun I've ever seen and matching bow or something like that. Anyway, I'm just popping in some glue behind all my bits and pieces that aren't adhered down. And I'm actually going to stamp some lines on this layout because I wanted to do a little more journaling, and I've got this space down here. I just really didn't want to go crooked because I have that love and that tiny word sticker are on an angle. So I wanted to make sure I went straight. So I actually just coloured in the lines with a felt tip pen in grey and then stamped it, and it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it. I didn't want to stamp the whole thing because it's like a tag and it's got like time, date, place and stuff written on it, so I just wanted the lines, and it actually worked really well. I'll be definitely be doing that again. So I just wrote about how I'm going to be so sad when the weather turns too warm for this little outfit, and then I popped the date in, gluing down my little label. Now I'm going to pop in a couple more clear stickers just next to my journaling there to fill in that awkward space, and that will be my layout finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to check the description box for all those links. Close-ups are coming up, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.